So before this, Sony hasn't released a new flagship headphone in 3 years. I've tried headphones, I've used AirPods, and after using them for a while, I wanted to see if they were actually worth it. These are the Sony WH-1000 XM6s. $450, 3 years in the making, and if you believe the hype, it could possibly be the best noise-canceling headphones ever made. Instead of just sitting at my desk and talking about them, I tested them where people actually use headphones. 12 microphones, a processor 7 times faster than the last model, 30 hours of battery. Sony says they fixed everything people complained about. I wanted to find out if that's actually true or just great marketing. So here's my full review on the XM6. So I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering like why I review this now, and I'm not gonna lie, I bought these like months ago, but I just never really got around to reviewing them. But every time I open up that case, I remember exactly why I bought these. They're just so nice to use. First thing I noticed is how clean these things look. Like right out the box, these things just look expensive. This time I went with platinum silver, and look, if you know me, you know I'm basically always in black. You just can't go wrong with it. It goes with everything. But sometimes it's good to switch it up, and this color just kind of felt right. They also come in black and midnight blue as well. Midnight blue wasn't doing it for me personally. It's a nice color, don't get me wrong, but I couldn't see it fitting with most of my fits, and I just wasn't feeling it. Silver felt more versatile for me, so that's what I chose. Inside the box, you've got the headphones, the case, a charging cable, and an audio cable for wired listening. Nothing crazy, pretty standard stuff, but one thing that did stand out to me was this magnet lock. This is awesome. But the moment you actually hold them, you'll notice not only do they feel really light, which is good for travel, but they also feel premium, which for the price they're asking is the feeling I want to feel. But we'll get into that later. Alright, now it's time for design and comfort, and no lie, these are probably some of the most comfortable headphones I've ever worn. Guys, they literally have everything you want in headphones. They're light, the ear cuffs are soft, and the headband doesn't put too much pressure on the top of your head. You can slide both sides independently to dial in the fit. So whether your head is smaller or bigger, you're not stuck with a one-size situation. Once it's set, it stays put. Even when you move around, it doesn't move, it just sits there. There's been some times that I've been working for like 3 or 4 hours straight without even thinking about them. Sometimes I forgot I was even wearing them, which is honestly the biggest compliment I can give a pair of headphones. I've heard some people online say they feel like clouds, and I wouldn't go that far, but they're generally comfortable. And for long sessions, you know how much that generally matters. And apart from the comfort, the design is clean, really clean. To me, they look futuristic. I like them. I really like that they're slim and don't have that bulky, over-engineered look that some headphones go for. Nothing about them looks excessive. It looks like they can fit the aesthetic almost anywhere. I've had headphones in the past that just feel massive on your head, like wearing earmuffs. Alright, so sorry about my voice, but I want to show you guys what my old pair of headphones used to look like. I'm kind of embarrassed to show you guys this, but it is what it is. This right here. These were my old pair of headphones. As you can see, they're all worn out, stretched out. They can't bend or fold at all, right? It just kind of is what it is. I use these mainly for like gaming. Sometimes I use it to like listen to music and stuff, but I'm not really too much of a big fan of like the cord listening, the cord experience. But as you could tell, yeah, man, I needed an upgrade. You can see the difference. The XM6 just has a much cleaner look to it. The folding feature is something that I appreciate a lot more than I thought I would. Compared to non-foldable headphones I've used in the past, this makes carrying them much easier. They collapse in the case, and now they fit perfectly inside my bag without taking up too much space. They also feel really durable. You can toss them in the bag, you can travel with them, you can flex the headband and also rotate the cups. I know it sounds crazy, but they feel like something built to actually be used. That is pretty crazy. And that'll be all, thank you. When it comes to work and productivity, these things are really, really good. With noise canceling on, it feels like distractions just disappear. I'm not thinking about what's going on around me, I'm just in the zone. And honestly, that's the whole point. Even though full noise cancellation is great at a desk, sometimes in public, it's not great to be fully cut off from the world. And that's where ambient mode comes in. It lets the outside world back in. Conversations, announcements, and somebody calling your name without you having to take them off. It's a small thing, but it makes wearing these in public feel a lot less antisocial, and it's safer. When it comes to the touch panels, I personally found that they can be inconsistent. The entire right ear cup is a touch panel. You can swipe forward to skip, swipe back to go to the last track, tap twice to pause, swipe up and down to adjust the volume, and you can cup your hand over it to activate ambient mode. Same with calls. You can answer, end, and manage calls from the right ear cup. The microphone quality is okay. I personally haven't had anyone complain about it yet. One of the best features to me is the 30-hour battery life. Sony says 30 minutes of charging will get you 3 hours of use. Now that's pretty cool. I haven't sat there with a stopwatch testing it, but I will say this. I have never once been in a deep work session and had these die on me once. Never. So whatever they're doing over there, it's working. You can also charge them while you're using them, which a lot of people love. It is a cool feature. I'm not gonna pretend like it isn't. But honestly, I'm just the type of person who would just pull out their AirPods and wait my 30 minutes for my 3 hours. That's just me. But it is a pretty cool feature.
Hey Siri, play music.
I haven't seen anyone really talk about this, and it crossed my mind a few days ago, but you can literally use Siri through these headphones. I know that sounds like a small thing, but think about when you're running or your hands are just full from carrying a bunch of stuff and you want to change the song. I literally just made an Ego Show video recently, and it feels like having an assistant built into the headphones, which I know that's kind of what it is. It reminds me of when voice assistants first came out. I thought they were going to change the game, but ever since its release, there really hasn't been much of a difference. Maybe it's just me. So this is one of the rare few times I actually found a real practical use for it, which is always nice to see. All right, so when it came to the gym, I wanted to know if they could really hold their own. Not just how they sound, but how they feel while they're moving. They stay in place really well. Even through sets, they don't move around. I like that they don't grip your head aggressively. There's enough support and padding that once they're set, they stay in place.
So I've been here for like 25-30 minutes, and I stopped for a little bit, so it might have dried up, but I started to notice some sweat stains building up on the ear cuffs. And comfort-wise, these are really good. They don't slip, they don't fall off. They're really, really comfortable. It's just one little thing that I noticed, but it's nothing that wet wipes can't take care of. And other than that, that's the only thing to look out for with these.
Now, let me be clear about something. These are not sport headphones. They're not made for the gym. They don't have a sport fit, and they're not sweat-proof rated, and they're not trying to be your workout headphones. But do they fall off? No. Are they comfortable through the whole session? Yeah. So for me, that's a dub. And with noise canceling on, I could just lock in. The music, the weights, the noise, gone. So if you own one of these and you're wondering if you can take them to the gym, yeah, you can. They'll hold up, but it's not what they were designed for. Now outside was a different story, and it actually showed me something that I hadn't thought of much before testing. With ambient mode on, you can hear everything. Cars, people, wind, it all comes through. And that actually matters when you're outside. You want to hear a car playing out. You want to hear someone calling your name. Ambient mode makes that possible without having to take them off. When it comes to travel, this is where I feel like the XM6 is the best. The noise canceling on these are really good. Keep in mind, the first time that I bought these, I had no research done. Low frequency noise like the engine, HVAC, and the road is exactly what this is made to block out, and it does really well. This was my first time trying proper noise canceling headphones. I've had AirPods, but they're not really the same, so I was really surprised. Especially when traveling, the difference is huge. It's like the background noise was never there at all. Anywhere with constant background noise like long drives, waiting in terminals, sitting in loud cafes is where you really feel like you're getting your money's worth. And trust me, even though I know every headphones claim to have the best noise canceling, and even though most of them are fine, this one actually backs it up. All right, all in all, I mean, what can I say? I like the headphones. The price did scare me in the beginning, but what I will say is that you definitely will be satisfied. And even though I know in the beginning of the video, I said I wasn't gonna be using these for things like the gym and for running, and maybe for running not so much, but for the gym, I found myself putting aside the AirPods and just picking up these instead. It could just be that they're new, but I kind of feel like with the AirPods, you put them on and after some time, they start to hurt. With these, they have cushion, it sounds good, it looks good. Like, I just like the vibe of my room. You might have noticed that I changed my sheets over there, but it just fits the vibe so much better. I definitely caught people staring at me with these for sure. And it definitely won't be something you won't regret. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you. I'm out.